Marriage was not an easy decision, considering it's such an important decision in our life, and especially if I don't want to make the same mistakes which probably I did earlier. In my earlier relationship, I was just trying to make my plans work, and eventually it didn't. It was hard, but that gave me a chance to go back to God and just spend time and realize what is really important. There were just three things which God reminded me. One being, the girl to whom I'm going to get married should keep God as above everything. Two, she should have the heart to serve God's kingdom and keep God's purpose above everything. And three, somebody who can really challenge me spiritually and help me grow stronger in the walk with God. I was sure God will bring this person into my life, and I was just praying, and I decided to wait upon the Lord. Christina and I knew each other for almost 5 years, and I guess in early 2013 I had this feeling maybe I should just consider her as a life partner. But then at that point in time, I just put the thought aside, started focusing on what I should be doing, and just moved on. In 2014, I spoke to her and expressed my interest. She listened to me. She didn't say yes or no. That's a good thing. So I was just so happy that she didn't say no.
When Melki asked me to marry him, I found it very difficult to give him an answer. I was not able to say yes, even though we had worked together in church and we were good friends. He was not someone I was considering for marriage because he did not match that picture, that impression that I had of the man I was going to marry and the kind of ministry I was going to be involved in. However, something stopped me from giving him an immediate no. I felt God drawing my attention to the past several months. So I told Melki that I needed time to make this decision.
I was kind of prepared for whatever the answer could be, and I believed God has His plan for both of us, and He will do the right thing.
So I went to my parents and I told them that I was torn between what I had heard God speak to me earlier and the circumstances that He had orchestrated now. So I asked them to seek God regarding His will for my marriage. And I resolved to myself that I was going to act upon their leading.
I had a lot of peace within me as I was waiting. We didn't want to rush into it because I didn't want to and I also didn't want to force her, because I knew God has spoken something very specific to her concerning her marriage, and I chose to honor that.
Well, here I am sitting with Melki, so you know what happened. But I just want to share that only God could have given me the courage to take that kind of a step. My parents are believers in the Lord, and I knew that by doing this, I was acknowledging and honoring their God-given place of authority and responsibility in my life. I trusted that God would honor the faith and dependency that I had put in Him. I believed that He would take the responsibility to speak to my parents and lead them to know what was His will for my life. One of the passages from the Bible that really gave me peace about my decision to marry Melki is from 1 Samuel chapter 16. It talks about the anointing of David. When Samuel saw Eliab, he thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed stands here." But God spoke to Samuel and said, "Do not consider his height or his appearance. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at outward appearances, but the Lord looks at the heart." I really felt God drawing my attention to put aside the picture that I had been carrying of the man that I thought I would be marrying, and to look deeper and to look for the things that I knew for sure God would look for. In the case of Melki, I was grateful that because we had had the opportunity of working together in the church, I had seen his heart, the love and commitment that he had for God, the wholehearted way in which he served in church. I'd seen his heart for people, the way he intentionally and sometimes sacrificially invested into the lives of others. I also knew his heart for me because he had expressed his love and his intend to marry me in a very clear and direct manner.
Through this entire journey, we only trusted God, and it was a great learning. And we just wanted to keep God's will and His desire for our life as priority. And I got to know Christina as somebody who kept that as priority for our life.
Being married to Melki for 3 months now, I can truly say that he puts God first place in his life.
I think it is important to trust God and not worried about waiting. I'm sure God will bring the right thing at the right time. And if God is speaking to us something, I think we should just be bold enough to take a step of faith. We're two different people with different backgrounds. I think the only thing that is common between us is our faith and the purpose. I think that is what brought us together, and that's exactly what we want to accomplish in our lives and honor God.